in Western instruments, which actually we use in schools mostly. These instruments are very like different. Most are the band instruments. So that is the purpose of the call. And today we just we'll see go through different instruments, 2 3 instruments. Today we'll be trying. I will also share my screen. I will show the scripts in the instrument we'll play on the screen, so you can see also. And at the same time we'll also play. At the end also we'll have some question answer round. So if there is any question, we can go through that. We'll try to answer. So before we do that, first I will request Mani Siddheshji. Mani Siddheshji, as everyone know, is our national Sahakariva. He is in the Chicago area. And Mani Siddheshji, actually last year there was a Ghosh Varg, Shikshak Ghosh Varg in Houston, our first Southwest Sambhag Ghosh Varg. Mani Siddheshji was there for a national Kariva battle. And that day he just told me only one thing: it is very good to do Ghosh here, but what if we have our Sangh Ghosh Rachna or Bharati Shastri Rachnas playing in the school band? So that was a really an inspiration, and I think it is just a continuation of that. What actually we are trying to do, and immediate need is our in our Guru Vandana Karikram. So with that, actually, my hand over to Mani Siddheshji, and then our all the Vadak I will introduce, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Siddheshji, we cannot hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah. So, namaste everybody. Dhanyavad for joining all this national call. As Dhananjay mentioned, that in various ways we want to take Hindu Dharma, Hindu culture to the society where we live in. And all of us know that yoga is very powerful tool, and we have the soft skill and soft power. And lot of people, Hindu people, Indian people, as well as the local people, everybody likes that. So music is another treasure, a big, huge treasure we have from Bharat and Bharat's culture. And this is one way to kind of open that try to open that huge treasure to our own kids first, our own middle schoolers, high schoolers, who know how to play the musical instruments in their schools or in their hobbies. They know how to play it. If we make this treasure open to them and bring the various tunes based on Indian classical music to them in their language, in the notations, they will be able to easily pick them and try to play them, and will like them, and they will play, they will keep there in their life, because this is a hobby. Many of you are going to continue to use it throughout your life, but at the same time you will spread it with your friends, share it with your friends, spread it in your school. And we are opening a week similar to yoga. Music is a big thing, and this is the first effort to start that step. So I will request all of you to go through all the material which you might have seen on the Google Drive, various videos, and try to practice it in your shakha. Dhananjay ji and all the Karyakartas, the Kishors, the middle schoolers, high schoolers from Dallas, they will be showing us what they did, how they did, what to do. So you can learn from that. You can play it, practice it, and play it in your shakha, if possible, in your upcoming Guru Vandana program, so that we can start building our expertise, your expertise in this particular area. That is the whole purpose of this call. With that, back to you, Dhananjay ji.
Dhanyavad Siddheshji. So yeah, before we go actually in the Rachana, I'll just take 1 minute and kind of explain that our experience here in Dallas Vibhag. So we actually started our Shring Vadya. Shring we say in Hindi, in Sanskrit, for brass band in Ghosh about like 3 years back. So we have like 2-3 Kishore we identified who are already playing these instruments in schools, and most of them they did not knew that we can also use this in our Ghosh. So we started that, and we did like we have one curriculum. For that curriculum we actually did practice almost every week for 1 or 2 months, and it really helped a lot. And then I think it's gradually like in 3 years we have a kind of very good Kishore here, and some of are actually not only learning, it's very inspiring for me also that they are contributing it back, so getting more Kishore, they are inviting them to our all the work we are doing, encouraging them, all the Kishores they are talking about these instruments, and also they are developing these rachanas in the scripts, actually in the Western sheet music, which you are seeing. So that's the one really good. And for me actually personally, it is a very good I found a medium to connect with the Kishore. Like there are so many Kishore actually I'm connected, but I think the Kishores who are actually in the ghost, just because of the ghost there is our special attachment there. So that really helped us. And I think if anyone need any help, we can also help and share how we can utilize this more for our Sangh. So we have today myself Dhananjay. I live in Keller, Dallas area, and by profession I'm a software engineer in the Fidelity Investment, Sunworks in my childhood, and in Ghosh I play almost all instruments, and my current responsibility is Dallas Bhag Sharik Pramukh. Then we'll introduce other Kishore who are from Dallas who are presenting instruments. We have Mithilesh, Bharat, and Vishal. So they can also do their quick parichaya. So Mithilesh, can you do a quick parichaya, please?
Namaste, Mithilesh. I'm a senior in high school. I live in Plano, Texas, so a suburb of Dallas. And I play the saxophone. So saxophone is also called nagang in the Sangh. And along with that, I also play vamshi and a little bit of anak. And yeah, I've really had a great experience with Ghosh in Dallas and trying to bring more Kishores into like Ghosh through their kind of school instruments that they're playing.
Okay. Vishal.
Okay, so hello guys, my name is Vishal. I play the clarinet. I'm in 7th grade right now. I go to Benjamin Middle School, which is in Frisco. So I've been playing the clarinet ever since 5th grade, and I really like Ghosh. And apart from the clarinet, I also play a little vamshi.
Dhanyawad Vishal. Bharat.
Namaste. My name is Bharat. I'm in 10th grade. I live in Prosper, Texas, suburb of Dallas. I started playing violin when I was in 6th grade, and then I just tried to bring violin into Ghosh as well. They all said I couldn't walk with Ghosh with the violin, but then I did it anyway. So cool.
Great. Yeah. Dhanyawad Bharat. So first Rachana we'll go by Mithilesh. The name of the Rachana is Meera. It's kind of also not very new, but I think this Rachana introduced in Sangha about like 8-9 years back, as far as I know. So Mithilesh is going to play the Rachana on a nagang, saxophone. What I will do, I think we can do either video or we can see the script. So there's any suggestions? Should I put that script here on the screen sharing, or video is fine?
Video will be fine because it will be the same Rachana what you have shared in the Google Drive, right?
Yeah.
So they can see that on their other instruments, or they can see it afterwards.
Okay. Okay. So if again, like everyone continue putting your phone on the mute while Rachana is in progress. So Mithilesh, when you're ready. All right. Dhanyavad, Rifesh. That's good. All right. Yeah. So this Rachana was Meera. Very beautiful, very Rachana. And it's also easy to learn. As you know, you can see the most of the notes are actually kind of, repeated. So this is, not very difficult to learn. Only at the last, I think one line is in the, higher octane. But yeah, this is very easy Rachana. And the script is already there. So, okay, so with that, we have next Rachana by, oh, that's me actually, Janmabhumi Rachana. So this is Rachana, I think, it's a Geet also, Janani Janmabhumi Swarga Se Mahan Hai. So the same Geet, and we have this, in Khemta Tal, this Rachana is. And again, it's very easy to learn. It's not very difficult because the most of the Swara, they are repeated in this Rachana. So I'll play Janmabhumi. Okay, so that was Janmabhumi on trumpet, and this Rachana is again I said very easy to learn, not very difficult, and trumpet and for others who are maybe not very familiar with the Western instruments, trumpet and clarinet, they both have the same script in Western notation, so same should will work for both of them.
Dhananjay ji, it's very hard to hear you.
Oh, the Rachana or my voice?
Your voice.
Okay, maybe I'll come a little closer. How is it now? Is it good?
Yes, this is better.
Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so I was just saying, they both trumpet and the clarinet had the same notes, so it can be used, and this is very easy Rachana. All right, so then next we'll go. This is a Mandragati Rachana, Karnataki. And in this Rachana, we have, it's a very unique. The uniqueness of this Rachana is a Komal Swara. Komal Ga is used in this Rachana, and very similar to Shivaranjani, which is in Kherwa Tal. So based on that, this is in the Dadra Tal. Usually in the Sangha, we use this Rachana for Vayam Yog or Mandragati Sanchalan. So this Rachana we are going to play on clarinet, and clarinet we call Swarad in Hindi, and Vishal is going to play this Rachana on Swarad. Vishal.
Mhm.
Yeah, very good. Dhanyavad Vishal.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, so that was Karnataki, one of my favorite Rachna. The next Rachna is, I think, almost all Ghosh Vadak, Vanshi Vadak, they know. This is usually the first Rachna we learn. Uh, like after Dhwajaropanam, the Rachna name is Bhoop. So what actually we are going to do is Bhoop Rachana on violin, and violin, the piano has the same notes. So violin, Bharat is going to play, and after that we'll also play a video of same Bhoop Rachana when all the instruments like violin, piano, xylophone, saxophone, clarinet, and I don't know, like cello, trombone. There's so many different. I mean, Mithilesh knows better than me. I missed that program. So we already have, you have seen that video, but we'll play that video also. So then we'll get feel that okay, how it looks when all the instruments are playing together. So now we'll have Bhoop Bharat. Okay, बढ़िया, उत्तम. Okay, धन्यवाद Bharat. So that was Bhoop Rachna, and same Rachna. Now what I'll do is I will share my screen, and we'll play that recording from recently last week before. We had 5 days Kishor Nivasi work in Dallas, and all the Kishor they played this Rachna. There are so many different instruments there. I think we have to see the video. So that let me share my screen.
Dhananjay ji, I still can't hear you.
Oh, really? I don't know what happened with my phone. Is that with everyone? Is my voice is too
No,
low?
Yeah, now I can hear.
we can hear you very well.
Okay. Okay, maybe some kind of phone or something. Okay, better actually. That's also indication. Dhananjay ji, please don't talk much. Just play the video. Okay. All right. So let me start sharing. All right. Can everyone see my screen, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I will play the Rachana. And Someone give me sign if the audio is not there. Okay.
Go.
Yes, audio is good.
Mithilesh, Siddesh here. Can you please share how many instruments which are the one which we have played in this particular video?
Yes, definitely. So in the video that we just saw, so as Dhananjay ji mentioned, that was during Kishor Nivasi Varg. So during that Varg, every day we did like about 30 minutes of practice with the string instruments. So we had 3 violins, a cello, 3 trombones, 2 clarinets, 1 oboe, and oh yeah, 1 xylophone as well. So yeah, and I also had my saxophone, but I wasn't playing in that video. So these different instruments, all of them, most of them were actually learning these rachanas for the first time at the Varg. So what that means is it was very easy for them to pick up Bhu and also Janmabhoomi. So both of those rachanas were learned by the Kishores in basically in about like 2 hours of practice. So what that shows is the ability of the Kishores that are learning instruments in the US to kind of pick up the Sangrachanas given their sheet music and play them is kind of phenomenal. And that's really something that we can look at and see how we can implement it throughout the US and use it in Guru Bandhana.
But yeah, very good. Yeah. Dhananjay ji, go ahead, please.
Dhananjay, you're on mute.
Okay, thank you. All right, so that's what actually we planned for today to demonstrating, and again the purpose, our immediate purpose is Karakram all over the US. We are doing it, and this is a very good platform to to connect with our Kishore, and then through them connected also with our maybe music teacher back in the schools. We can invite them in our curriculum. We can have these Kishore.
Dhananjay, we can't hear you again.
You cannot hear me. My audio seems to be okay. How about now? Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I'll try to close maybe mic somewhere here. I will try to next time use my headphone. So the purpose is our immediate need is Guru Vandana Karikram. So in Guru Vandana Karikram, if we can have all these Kishore, bring them together. Any Kishore, and for it, this is actually for not the Kishore what I'm telling. This is for saying this is for other Karikartas, all our Karikartas in our Shakha. Identify all these Kishore who actually already playing some kind of instruments in school. And if they are coming regularly in Shakha, that's good. And if they don't know Ghosh, never played Ghosh, does not know maybe how to read Devanagari Lipi, I mean, those are not a problem anymore, right? Because we have this sheet music there. And what I have seen that all these Kishore 2-3 years in Southwest Sambhag, there are many Kishore who are coming in the Shakha, and they have no idea that we can play these instruments, Western instruments, And when they saw this sheet music, the only thing they need the translation. Once our Rachna is in a sheet music form, I mean, they learned all in, maybe 1 hour, right? And by looking, right? And then also they're able to memorize it. So I have seen that. Like there is a last year, again, I'm giving the reference, when we had our Sambhag Sikshak Ghosh Vadak, that time Pawan, who is in Boston, he also came. He was in Louisiana. Mithilesh was there, Bharat was there. And I think Mithilesh was the only one who tried Jayasute early before. But others, like, they have some idea, but I think they learned Jayasute really very well. And that's actually very soon. I don't know, maybe Mithilesh, can you play Jayasute just maybe one line?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So Jayasute, this is a little difficult Rachna because the pitch, it is, it's not really very easy. But since they play this in schools, they are very familiar with instruments. All they need is just a sheet music. Once it is sheet music, I mean, they can learn one Rachna in 1 day. We had like last month our Ghosh Shivir, our first Ghosh Shivir in Dallas, and there is one Kishor who joined on the clarinet, used for the very first time, and he learned very quickly. So it's not like the learning curve is really very easy if they're already playing in school. So I think we just need to bring them. So maybe just one line of a Jayuste, then you can see this.
Yeah.
Very good. So that is what I think we can take it. And also I heard that in I know, like in Boston the area, New England Vibhag, they are having Guru Vandana Karikram, and there they already identify many Kishore, and they are going to start the practice, and their plan is to have a very good Ghosh Pratyachik in their Guru Vandana Karikram. Similarly, I also heard in the West Coast some places doing, and other places also happening. So that is what I think we can do now. And with that, actually, we are done with our agenda, and we just open for any question or anything.
Just one more thing I wanted to mention.
Yeah, good, Mithilesh.
Yeah, so Dhananjay was talking about how like different instruments are, like he said, trumpet and clarinet have the same sheet music and so on, right? So one thing that's important is that when we're looking at, like, when we see Vamshi, right? All the Vamshis can read the same Devanagari Lipi, and even if you're playing saxophone, if you can read the Devanagari Lipi, you can play the saxophone using that. But one thing that comes differently for the sheet music is that each instrument is going to have its unique music. For example, if I have my saxophone sheet music, and then we put the same, like Bhoop Rachna, for example, the saxophone sheet music and the violin sheet music, we put them side by side, they're not going to be the same. So a lot of times there's this misconception that if we have the sheet music, then all the instruments will just look at that sheet music and be able to play the Rachna. But that's not exactly the case. So that's really one thing that we have to keep in mind, because if we give saxophone sheet music to a violin player, it's not going to sound like the Rachana. And then also, as Dhananjay mentioned, there's certain instruments that have the same sheet music. So for example, trumpet and clarinet, they both play in the same like key. So that means their sa is the same Western note, which makes their sheet music the same. So if we take like all the band and orchestra instruments and like look at basically combine all the similar instruments, we'll probably end up with about 8 or so different sheet musics that will correspond to all the different instruments. So like all the lower instruments, so like tuba, euphonium, or tuba will be separate, but euphonium, trombone, cello, and bass clarinet, all of these will have the same sheet music as well. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that because it's important that when we're looking at the sheet music, we know which instrument that sheet music corresponds
to. Okay. Dhananjay, I also have one more point to mention.
Sure.
And that is on that Google Drive, you have 4 different Rachanas. and all the information about those 4 rachanas are stored in those 4 folders. By any chance, if you don't find notes for your instrument in that particular folder, please reach out to Dhananjay ji. Please send him a text or call him and tell him which instrument you are looking for, which notes for which instrument you are looking for, and we will make all the efforts to provide you those notes in your instrument. As Mithilesh mentioned, that every instrument, the notes will be different, and if you don't find your instrument notes there, please reach out to us. We will make sure that you will get those. Is that right, Mithilesh? That's what commitment we want to give.
Yes. So for each rachana that we're going to put on there, we're going to make all the efforts to make sure every instrument will be covered on there. Right now, there's only 4 instruments per rachana, for each of the 4 rachanas. But I'll make sure that I add the rest of the instruments as well. And going forward, when more rachanas are added, that will be the case for all.
Very good.
And just to add on that, anyway, this may not be applicable for Guru Vandana Karikram, but we also have one Kishor, another Kishor I will say from Dallas, and he is helping converting our Anak Rachana in sheet music. So those also 2 or 3 Rachana actually we reviewed and looks okay. We are also going to upload that. So if you have any like Anak, usually we don't play indoor, so that's why I say it may not be applicable for Guru Vandana Karikram. But if you have any Kishore and if you are looking for Anak, that is also available. Okay, so if anyone have any question, we can discuss. Or if not, then we can log off early.
Dhananjay ji, this is Shyam Gokhale.
Ji, Shyamji.
Those who do not understand Western notations or Western music sheet, do you have anything for them?
Yes, see. So Swaranjali, not Swaranjali, Ghosh Tarang book, the new book I have, which has these rachanas. There is also a website we created. I will I will put the website name on chat window, and in that already some of the rachanas are already there. We'll also upload more rachanas as there. This is sangghosh.org, and Ghosh section with the, and some of the rachanas actually are also there uploaded based on need, like we can put more there. So please reach out to me and we'll upload.
On the chart, I saw one question about where is the Google Drive to find all this information. And this is the same Google Drive where you found the information for this call. Either in the email or in the WhatsApp message, there is a mention of one Google Drive for resources. All the information is stored on this particular Google Drive. And we are mentioning the Google Drive, that is the same Google Drive. So it is already in your mailbox or it is already in your WhatsApp message. Because you joined this call means you got this link of Zoom. It is in the same message.
Will violin and piano sheet music be there as well?
Yeah, so currently we already have the violin music uploaded in that drive. So piano or keyboard can read off the same violin music because they're both in concert pitch. But just keep in mind that whatever the violin notes are, that's just going to be for your right hand, so you don't use your left hand.
All right. Do you have flute music?
Yes, so flute music will also be uploaded. It's not in the drive as of yet, but flute music will be put in there, as well as the trombone and cello music someone asked in the chat. Yeah, so all of those will be added to the group as well. And then, yeah, one other thing that I guess I didn't mention before is, well, actually, no. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, any other questions?
Yeah, I see.
What about drums?
Yeah, so as Dhananjiji mentioned, we're working on converting the anak, so like the snare drum notations, into the like readable sheet music as well. So we have like Boop done, so we'll upload that. and other ones will follow as well. So yeah.
All right. Okay.
This Google Drive is basically only for Western instruments, right? Not for Vamshis or any other instruments, not regular Ghosh instruments, correct?
Yes, so
Yes.
that is correct. And there is one more thing here, and I was about to mention that after Q&A round is, so this is actually your beginning, right? Currently, our immediate focus is for Guru Vandana, but now since we have the interest here, and there are many other karyakartas individually, they are also working on getting this our band and coach. So if anyone who are interested, I mean let us know, and we'll connect maybe quarterly or something. We'll be working on how to organize this and all the things with our other karyakartas. So eventually we'll have something well organized. Right now for Google Drive only we have sheet music, and other Nagari and other regular stuff are on sanghghosh.org link which I sent you. There is one more question here for Dhwajaropanam. Dhwajaropanam, we'll put it there, but just one request for Dhwajaropanam. There are 2-3 rachanas which we play only in Sangha. So Dhwajaropanam sheet anyway we provide it, but just for information that if you are doing this in Guru Vandana some other class, so maybe Dhwajaropanam may not be good idea to play it there. But we'll upload the Dhwajaropanam sheet also sometime later.
Yeah. So some people ask question about Vamshi. So as Dhananjay mentioned, so the Vamshi can't really read off of the Western music since Vamshi is inherently a Sangh instrument. So the Devanagari Lipi is, as well as some of the Devanagari, is also translated into like the Sarigama Padanisa in English. So those can be found on the Sangh Ghosh website that Dhananjay shared for a good deal of the rachanas. And then also, so the Vamshi, so all these instruments, the Western instruments, are playing in, so we have it, the music written in such a way that they all play with one sa, whereas the Vamshis play on a different sa. So that's one thing to keep in mind. So when the Vamshis play along with the other instruments, sometimes there will be like kind of a discord in the sound because of the different saws. But we'll go into those details in a later call. So this is mainly for the Guru Vandana playing. So just outline of the different instruments. Someone asked about trumpet music. Trumpet music is the same as clarinet music. So yes, that will be in there, or should be in there. Other questions?
Okay. Yeah. Any more question? Anyone? Okay. So yeah, if there is anything like if any help needs, feel free to talk to me or Mithilesh ji. Our email address is there, and phone number is also there, and we'll help. So if there is no more question, then I request Siddhesh ji to do samapan and.
Yeah. So, Dhanyavad everybody. I think around 35 Kishors or their parents, they joined today's call. So, I want to give one challenge to all of you. Now you have seen how these instruments are played with Sangha Rachanas. So, please take the challenge to play those in your Guru Vandana program in front of your teachers. Make a small video of it and share it with all your friends, family, relatives in your shakha, everybody. Feel free to share it on your social media also, so that we'll start spreading this message more and more. And please send those videos to us also, so we will try to combine them, upload it on HSS US Facebook page, Twitter page. So please send those to us, but please take the challenge to play it in your Guru Vandana program, take some small video and share it widely. With that, we can conclude the call. Dhananjay ji, back to you.
Okay, Bhartiya. Dhanyavad everyone. So for Shanti Mantra, what we'll do is because we have too many participants here, so I will just say Shanti Mantra. You all can say either by muting your phone or in your mind. So only one voice will be here. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. ओम शांति शांति शांति. धन्यवाद एंड शुभ रात्रि.
Shubhratri.